So this morning I couldn't sleep and I actually decided to check out that show Never Have I Ever, which is written and executive produced by Mindy Kaling, who the brown community does not like for whatever reason, because I think she
for no reason. Brown Twitter. Let's keep it at brown Twitter doesn't like.
Whiteifies everything or whatever might be the reason. I saw the show.
Isn't it whitewash?
I saw a few episodes and it's completely fine. Like brown Twitter, well, a lot of Twitter actually in general is fake woke. Okay, and what I mean by that is just like you want this one show to represent everything about like every brown person. What are you talking? It's like the same thing with Rami, right? Where, you know, Rami is telling not even just one story, but a few stories within his show of these Muslim individuals that are actually going through their individual personal experiences. And people want it to be like this perfect show where it's represented in a positive light, whatever that means. And I found the same thing with this story where it's like, you know, one part of the whole show, which was that line about a white guy calling this Indian girl Priyanka Chopra, was taken so far out of context of people that didn't even watch the show. And I sent it to a group of like my South Asian friends from college to see what they thought. I was like, yo guys, I'm watching this show, want to know what you guys think about it. And they were like, haven't seen it, but I heard horrible things about it. And I was like, wait, so you haven't seen it? Yeah, but I heard horrible things. Okay, wait, stop. Go watch it then. They're like, they said that thing about like why does she crush on white boys? Think about this for a second. Now like my experience, right? Going through high school and stuff. I didn't have like brown people in my high school.
Expose yourself, Ross. Is that what you're about to say?
Amber, go back in the refrigerator. Okay. Like when you're growing up as a brown person who doesn't have a lot of like brown people around them and you're already trying to fit in, the last thing that you're trying to do is associate yourself with other brown people. I'm not saying this is the case for everybody, but this is the case for a lot of people that have insecurities about their hairy arms, and they have insecurities about the way that they talk or like the mustache on their lip or whatever it might be. So yeah, like when you see in her case this white guy who is like a hunk, who is like totally shredded and stuff, it is normal for a high school teenager to have fantasies about him. Why do you want it to be that, you know, it's unrealistic or not?
It's whoever you're around. Like that, what's realistic is that you're gonna like what you're around. Like even, you are what you're.
But even in her perspective, like she has insecurities, right? Even if there was another Indian at her school, she wouldn't want to be associated with them because one of the bullies, I guess, in the show already calls her and her group of friends the UN, which is hilarious, by the way, because they're it's her and like an Asian girl and then a black girl, and because they're like a diverse group of friends, he calls them the UN.
That's a fire group name.
I would want to be called the UN. Yo, if I was called the UN, that'd be so fire. But then he goes on to, not to give any, actually I'm not going to give any spoilers, but there's another reason why he calls them the UN. It's something. But that being said, you know, she's going through insecurities and stuff. She doesn't fully know who she is right now. And that's a story that a lot of people can relate to. Whether it makes sense to you or not, it's a story and it's a show. So like we just need more representation at the end of the day. But like don't just look at something, especially what's being said by the brown community. And like I think, you know, you guys and Ayan like did a great job of like putting into perspective that, you know, sometimes we can similarly do the same thing. And I was like being OD about Priyanka Lily saying but like
wow, Frost admits it.
Yeah, I mean I don't change my mind about how I feel. It's just like I feel like it was coming from a not as much a critical standpoint and more so of an emotional one, which like you know, I admit that happens all the time, like during the podcast and stuff like that. But I mean to say, like, don't just look at Twitter or like what the Twitter community or just a community in general is saying about something without actually seeing it yourself. So I like the show so far. It feels like a Disney Channel show, just a little too much like, I guess, talk about sex and stuff, which, okay, like that's their thing, whatever. But it seems like a Disney Channel show I'd watch back in the day, like That's So Raven or something.